Yes. Hello.
अभी ये फोन निकाल रिपीट करो सुन लो।
अच्छा फोन क्या करूं?
चलिए 11 बस
मैं वॉल्यूम लो करती हूं।
तो यार हेडफोन आवाज आता है।
So, fantastic evening, everyone. Welcome to see our live classes. So, are you ready? Just type R in the chat box. All of you type R if you're ready. Ready for live. Yes, good job. Very good job. Nice. Happy to see you all. Wonderful. Yes, ready. So let's get started. All of you, one more time. Fantastic evening, everyone, and welcome to CR Live classes. So this is the last moment revision for all of you, and this time it is a high time for you that you are having a new question paper pattern which we are going to discuss now. At the same time, we also following with some last minute revision which is going to give you the 100% marks, and which we are sure that you're going to get the good score in the exams. So shall we start? Yeah. Move on to you. We are eagerly waiting for your exam date. This is on 20th of January. And this is your section of marks. Your paper, as we all know that, 100 marks paper. 100 out of 100 marks, 20 marks is your internal. 20 marks internal, which is going to be given by your respective colleges. And the remaining 80 marks you have to cover in the main exam. So once we see how the marks are segregated. Your question paper is segregated into two parts. One is section A and section B. In section A, we'll be covering 1 to 8 questions. How many questions? 1 to 8 questions. And 1 to 8 questions will be covering your grammar part. Grammar, vocabulary, spelling, and pronunciation. These 4 parts will be covering 1 to 4 questions. And coming to the 5th, 6th, 5, 6, 7, 8 question will be covering that your LSRW skills and skills. LSRW is a topic for you. LSRW and skills. At the same time, you have such things which comes under here. Okay. So 1 to 8 will be covering with the 20 marks. As I mentioned, section A, you will be covering 20 marks with 8 questions. This is an open choice. Open choice in the sense you can cover any question out of 8. There is no such things that you have to write this question only. That is an open choice. Out of 1 to 8, you can choose any 5, and each question carries 4 marks. So 5 4s are 20 marks in section A. Then move on to section B. Here you will go with the essay type answers. And you will be given 5 long questions with the optional choice. Like, as I mentioned, section A will covering 1 to 8 question. No? So your 9th question starting from section B. In 9th question, you will be having 8 A or B. So 9th question, you will be having either the A prose or B poetry, whatever it is, the order may change. So you will be getting one poem, one poetry question, one prose question. Out of 2 questions, you have to choose one. Then move on to 10th question. Again the same, you will be given 2 questions, one from the prose and one from the poetry. Out of 2, you have to choose one. So according to that, you have 9 to 13 questions which are covering all the 60 marks. You see, 9th question, A or B, unit 1. This is what your observation. See, unit 1. And 10th one A and B, unit 2. And 11th one A and B from unit 3. And 11th one, likewise, it is every unit is covering one poem question under, one prose question under, one poetry question. So out of 2 questions, you have to answer any one. One answer follows with a 12 marks. So you'll be covering 60 marks here. So this is all about your question paper. Hope it's clear. If it's clear, just type clear. I understood. Yes, dear. As I mentioned in the beginning, you will be having 1 to 8 questions in the section A. So grammar, vocabulary, spelling and pronunciation will be covering 1 to 4 questions, and LSRW writing and skills will be covering the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th questions, 4 questions. So here, this is the order you have to follow. Now move on to, in this today's session, as I mentioned, this is a last minute revision. We are covering all the parts of marks. So we'll be covering from Unit 1 to poem Sonnet 30, and which is written by William Shakespeare. And Unit 2 prose The Old Tiger and the Traveller. And Unit 3 prose Sherlock Holmes by Arthur. And Unit 4 poem The I Taste Liquor Never Brewed. And Unit 5 Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. So likewise, out of all the 5 questions, we'll be covering few are from poetry and few are from the prose. Hope you understand the question paper pattern and the things, how the marks are segregated and all. Yes, good. Yes, move on. So how to write the answer? This is a big question and a big quest for you all, that how to answer the long answer. First of all, the question itself mentioned that you have to answer the question in 250 to 300 words. Words in the sense your word count. You have to settle yourself that how many words you can write in a sentence. According to that, count it 252 words or 300 words, and follow the format like neat handwriting, legible handwriting, and write giving lines. Okay, these all matters a lot, and using the right punctuation marks also matters a lot, because language itself is a beauty, right? So whenever you're writing an answer in any language, whether it is English or Telugu or whatever the language, it's a beauty of the language is that using such punctuation marks, use the punctuation marks properly. And whenever you're writing the question, answering the question, you have to understand that from which lesson and who is the author or the poet of that lesson, and you have to give the introduction of that poet and move on to what is the question was asked to you. You have to make sure that what was the question, what is the intention behind the question, you have to write. And mainly, you have to conclude that main idea which was asked in the question. That is the main thing, because we all know that you just by heart the summary and you just go and drop it. No, it's not like that. Whenever you're writing the answer, you have to answer that question, what is the main idea was focusing on the question, so that fetch you good marks to you. Hope it's clear. Yeah, so we'll go with the sonnet 30. So, which is from your Unit 1 poem, Sonnet 30, which was written by William Shakespeare. And please do remember the poets' names and authors' names while you're writing. Because anyway, I told you, right, you have only 5 questions. So, whatever the lessons you are getting prepared, make sure that be prepared with that author's information or poet's information. So, Sonnet 30, which was written by William Shakespeare, he is the great legend of the literature. We all know that Shakespeare is the one of the tycoon of the literature things. Okay, let us we have a small introduction of William Shakespeare. So William Shakespeare, he was born in 1564 and he will last breath in 1616, and he is a British writer, and his famous works Merchant of Venice, Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet, and Twelfth of Night, and Othello, Hamlet, and King Lear. These are his famous books and famous works. And he writes a lot of plays, dramas, a lot of things has work on that. Okay. So here itself, this is the basic idea about the thing. And move on to, what is this poem Sonnet 30? He has written more than 152 sonnets. Let us first we observe that what is the mean by sonnet. Sonnet is a small set of poem which has four lines. Okay, which the poem is divided into 3 couples. Sonnet means which is going to be divided into 3 parts, and the last 2 lines will be given the conclusion of the poem. Those kind of things and those kind of poems called as Sonnet 30. So like these kind of sonnets, he has written nearly 152 sonnets. So out of 152, we have this we have this poem as Sonnet 30. So let us have. In this sonnet, William Shakespeare shares a deeply emotional and personal reflection on memories. Okay, memories. We are all surrounded with a different kind of memories, right? Sad memory, bad memory, good memory, happy moment, right? Everyone is have these kind of things. So he was talking about his reflection, how memories, how the emotions will affect, will give us the things, and loss and the healing, the power of friendship, and memory and loss. Whenever you have a loss of something, how the pain will occupy your mind, and power of the friendship. And the poem is written in the traditional Shakespearean sonnet form. Okay, traditional form, because we have modern English, old English, but it is written in the traditional Shakespearean sonnet form, consisting of the three quatrains, means four line stanzas, three, and next followed by concluding couplet, two lines. So this is comes under sonnet. What is a sonnet means? This is the idea. Now move on to here it is an emotional burden, emotional things, how a person feel when he was painful, when he was grief with something is surrounded, when his mind is completely occupied with the pain. So what kind of things he's suggesting to get out of that, to overcome that pain? The poem begins with the speaker describing how during quiet, thoughtful moments, the poem opens like, I was sit alone and some ideas, some thoughts are entered into my mind, and that goes on. Okay, continuously. If you also sit in anywhere alone, suddenly what happens? Some idea will come that connected with another thing, and it goes on, right? So he's also mentioning the same way that ideas are surrounded and the thoughts are, and it goes to some pains, past pains, okay, sufferings, some loss, or else some missed opportunities. This all comes to in mind. So he was painful for the situation which he lost, right? So referred as sessions few sweet silent thought. He has mentioned sessions of sweet silent thought. When he was sit alone with himself, he was getting different silent thoughts. It was coming, flowing into his mind, and he remembers past events, and these moments are filled with the calmness and allowing him to look back on his life. So what happened in his life? How was his life? And what exactly he has gone through? And how he was leading his present life? These are. So here, the poem overall, it was talking about when we are connected with a pain, what will happen? Obviously, our mind is going to be blank over there, freeze over there, and we'll carry that pain for a long time. Then there is any benefit for us if we carry the pain? No, right? There is no right. There is no such things. So if we carry any pain, if we follow any pain, does it give you anything? No, right? Okay. If you want to pay fine, are you once we will pay fine of something, we have done something wrong. Do we pay again and again? No, right? The pain is completed, but still we recollect that pain and we will suffer more and more after the completion of the things. For ages, for many years we suffer. So do we get anything? No. How the pain comes? When we lost our closed people, okay, when we have suffered with something, okay, last moments or last friends, then that nothing will come back, right, in our life. Then he was mentioning that allow myself from that pain to beauty of the things, because I have beautiful moments in my life, there where I have enjoyed my childhood, where I have enjoyed with my friends. I can enjoy the things. Okay, whenever you have a bad situation, at the same time you have a good things also, right? Why don't I recollect the things when I lost my friends? Okay, some friends are they are no more. Okay, I may mourn for them, but what is the use of? Would they come back? No, right? But if I have something that I have good friends, they played with me and they have cherished my moments, then it will be a good thing, right? So he was talking that if we cause with any pain, it doesn't give anything back, right? If we go again and again. So he was talking that if you have some pain, just get out of that pain and have some idea of coming out of that. సో ఈ పోయంలో ఆయన ఏం చెప్తున్నారంటే మన మైండ్ లో ఒక పెయిన్ కానీ ఒక గ్రీఫ్ అంటే ఒక సడన్ లాస్ కానీ మనం క్యారీ ఫార్వర్డ్ చేయడం వల్ల మనకి ఏ బెనిఫిట్ ఉండదు. సో దానివల్ల ఏమవుతుంది, ఇంకా దాని నుంచి ముందుకే అందులోనే ఉంటాం కానీ బయటకు రాలేం కదా. సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ కమ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ద థింగ్స్ యూ కెన్ ఎంజాయ్ ద రైట్ మూమెంట్. అంటే పాస్ట్ ని తలుచుకుంటూ ప్రజెంట్ ని ఎందుకు మనం వేస్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి? ఇఫ్ వి వేస్ట్ అవర్ ప్రజెంట్, వాట్ ఎల్స్ ఇస్ దాట్? So the past won't be changed. If we suffer present, what it will give, right? So he was telling that for the present moment, you have to cherish every moment and you have to enjoy it and forget the past, whatever it is. So this is the overall summary of the Sonnet 30. Is it understandable for everyone? Do you want any other things in the poem? Yeah. Let me check with the things. Yes. Yeah, I won't use Telugu, but I have few students from Telugu medium background also. That's the reason I briefed in two sentences. It's okay. I won't be. I won't be here. Now move on to, as I mentioned, from each unit we will be covering one poem or the prose, right? From unit 1 we have covered poem Sonnet 30. Now fastly type that who is the poet of Sonnet 30? All of you, just go ahead. Who is the poet of Sonnet 30? Who is the poet of the Sonnet 30? Are you following? Oh, William Shakespeare, right. He's a he's a Indian poet, English poet. Which poet is? Very good, dear. Nice. You're following me. Thank you very much. Let's move on to Unit 2. We have one such a beautiful lesson, The Old Tiger and the Traveler. What is the lesson name? The Old Tiger and the Traveler, which is from Hitopadesa. Okay, as a child we have come across Panchatantra stories, those kind of things. So which is a part of that Hitopadesa. So we have this lesson. Okay, so see once the question types. Summarize the story in your own words and explain the moral of the story with the reference context. These kind of questions you will get. And discuss whether the tiger's behavior is purely evil or it reflects the nature of law. Sorry. Okay. So these kind of questions you will get in an exam. So according to the question, what is the main idea? Okay, behavior of the tiger. How was the behavior of the tiger? Okay, by understanding this lesson, you get. So, better getting into the lesson, shall we have a small introduction about the author? So, whatever the lesson we were taking, Hitopadesa, which was translated by Arthur William Ryder. Arthur William Ryder, he was born in 1877 and he was last breath in 1938. And his works are Panchatantra, Bhagavad Gita, Sundarakanda, and this like Kalidasa, Bhartrihari, like Telugu, completely Sanskrit kind of things he has translated into English. And writing style of this scholarly translation marked by wit, felicity, and he is free to express whatever comes to his mind. He is free to express. So we have a introduction of the lesson. It is not about the introduction of the author, dear. This is the author introduction. This is the lesson introduction, because what exactly the lesson is and what is the theme of the lesson we are going to discuss over here. Okay, so it's a fable in the sense moral, like some characters will be humans, some are animals, those kind of things are comes under fable. Those will be called as fable. So the story, The Old Tiger and the Traveler, is taken from the Hitopadesa. It's from Sanskrit. Actually, it is in a Sanskrit play, but A.W. Writers, he translated into English. And here itself, the story begins with a traveler, okay, in a forest. He was walking alone. He saw an old tiger. He saw an old tiger and which was holding a golden bracelet. And he was calling all the travelers, whoever was crossing the way, it is calling everyone that, okay, just come and take this bracelet. But no one is dare enough to take that, because everyone knows that tiger is a wild animal, right? No one, how one can believe and trust and they can risk of their life. So no one is going. But one of the traveler, he was quite thoughtful. Why this tiger is giving up this, and what is the intention behind it? So he has some idea that made him to go near to the tiger, and they had a discussion. So the tiger started giving them like a preaching way of Okay, I'm the person, I lived a life of very cruel manner, and I killed many people. Now I'm in an old condition. I can lead my life. I can die anytime. So what I'm doing actually, whatever the things I have, I'm giving up, because I'm giving a charity, because I want to get out of this karma. As we know, something done wrong things, right? Okay, if we do a favor, and if we help someone else, what will happen? The karma will vanish. So what I'm doing actually, I'm trying to do that, that relieve my karma, and giving up these all the things to whoever comes, who is dare enough to take these things. So the traveler was quite thoughtful. Okay, quite thoughtful. Why this? And he was started asking many questions. That the tiger was very plainly, quietly, calmly, very meticulously. It was answering the questions by asking the traveler. Okay, and finally, what happens? The traveler goes to the near to the tiger to take the bracelet, but unfortunately, what happens? It was a mud, and he was struck over in the mud, and the tiger comes to him, and it kills him. So the whole story concept is that whenever something is it is wrong, the greediness, what will happen, which make us our senses know that that is a wild animal, which is a cruel animal. It doesn't give that kind of things. Okay, anyway, it is harmful, but still some greediness what makes the traveler to go near to the tiger, and he was helpless to save himself. So he lost his life. This is what happens. Okay, sometimes our senses will blocked just because of the greediness, or we are following some mischievous things under favor. Okay, so this is the lesson we have come across, the old tiger and the traveler. This whole concept is that never ever fall into those kind of things which are not our things. Yes, is it clear, the tiger and the traveler? Yes, dear. Yeah. Yes, dear, we will go with the grammar part also, and you will be getting your grammar things also, but the proper explanation once we complete this. Okay, why I'm covering this part B is that it is scoring nearly 60 marks. It's a major part of your exam. Try to understand the things, because major part of the things are goes with the part B. That's the reason I'm covering first part B, then go with the part E also. Is it clear to everyone? Yeah, move on. Now move on to next lesson. What's the next lesson we'll cover? Let me know. Any question? Any guesses? Any guesses of the next lesson? Any guesses, dear? Yes, good. Yeah, we are covering. From Unit 3, we are covering Sherlock Holmes, which was written by Arthur Conan Doyle. Okay, let us we have a small introduction about the author. Uh, Author's full name is Arthur Conan Doyle, and he was born in 1859 and he last breath in 1930. And he's a British poet, a British author, and his famous works are Sherlock Holmes. He's a famous character, fictional character, and including Study in Scarlet. Okay, so from which book it was taken? The Sherlock Holmes. It was a Study in Scarlet. From this book, we have this particular topic, particular lesson: the Hound and the Baskervilles and the Sign of Four, the Lost World and the Valley of Fear. So these are his famous work, and his famous writing style is detective and fiction. Everyone loves detective things and fiction, like some thrilling things, no? So he used to write those kind of genres, okay, and non-fiction also sometimes. And he was contributed to world famous fictional detective Sherlock Holmes contributed significantly to the detective fiction genre. So everyone knows this character with a study of Scarlet because of the Sherlock Holmes. He is a detective, and he used to go for the detective things. What he'll do, he go to the crime place, and he will detect that how it is happened, what happened to this, and he's having all the ideas. So he's such a curious and enthusiastic person, Sherlock Holmes. So what happened in this lesson, let us we have. Yeah, I'm back. So, summarize the circumstances which lead Dr. Watson to meet the Sherlock Holmes. So, here we have a characters of three, Dr. Watson and the Sherlock Holmes in this lesson. So, the main character, lead character is Sherlock Holmes. We know that. But this whole lesson is narrated by Dr. Watson. So, who is Dr. Watson and how he will get connected with the Sherlock Holmes? This whole things will be discussed over here. So, the lesson with Sherlock Holmes is the introductory chapter of Arthur Conan Doyle's novel, A Study in Scarlet. So, Study in Scarlet, from this book, the Sherlock Holmes chapter was taken. The narrator is Dr. Watson. So, who is Dr. Watson actually? His doctor is the Dr. Watson is a military doctor, and who is returned to London to survive over there. And he was got injured in a war, and after the war, the army sent him back to the Afghanistan. From there, he moved to London. Okay, so Dr. Watson is a military doctor, and while in the war, he was injured and he was not even feel better. So that's the reason the army people sent him back, okay, to Afghanistan. From there, he moved to London. But London is such an expensive city. He was unable to manage his expenditures and expenses. So what he was asking that he want to join with someone, okay, he want to join, take a rent or something, that he want to join as a tenant for someone, so that he can save some money. In this process, he made the Sherlock Holmes, okay. So Dr. Watson explains his background in detail. In 1878, he earned his degree medicine from the University of London, and later he joined as a military, okay. From there, he was serving in a Afghanistan army and different army places. And since then, in one way, he got injured and he was unable to recover himself with the injury. So he was out of the army, and he came into the London. And here itself, we will go with that. And when he went to visit Sherlock Holmes, and he found a different kind of mannerisms with the Sherlock Holmes, because he was quite different in his attire, and he was moving so fast, and he was discussing very critical things. And when the Dr. Watson went to Sherlock Holmes, he was doing some research on the blood marks, because in a crime scene they will find a blood marks, right? So he was researching that if the blood is dried up also, we can guess that when and what happened to that person, or in how many years back that was happened. It may not show, right? But Sherlock Holmes are very clear about with that research, but he can come to a conclusion with the research. So these kind of enthusiastic things he observed, and in his hall everything was here and there, everything is some mischievous, and Dr. Watson was surprised. But finally, he he made some agreement with him that he was going to live with him, because he want to save his money, as he was out of money, he was running out of the money. So pocket friendly for the things, he joined with the Sherlock. Since there, their journey start, and they both become the best friends in the whole book. So here is the introductory things we have come across in the Sherlock Holmes lesson. Okay, so here we have two characters, Sherlock Holmes and the Dr. Watson. Dr. Watson is the narrator. He was discussing about that what happened in his life and how he met the Sherlock. And when he met the Sherlock Holmes, what kind of personality he was observed, and he was quite interested about that personality, because when you see such kind of people, we see very common people, normal people in our surroundings. But if you see stop here, it is on. Yeah. Yes, you. Anything you want to know more regarding the things regarding this lesson, particular lesson, a particular idea? Hello, are you there with me? Are you following me? Everyone, hello. Yeah. Shall we? Yes. Am I audible, dear? No, dear. No need to write the characters, but I am making you to write. Understand that this characters will be there while you're writing the summary. Dr. Watson, how he met the Sherlock Holmes, and what kind of behavior, what kind of things he observed with the Sherlock Holmes. You have to mention. That's it. Character in the sense when you're writing the about the story, you have to mention the characters also, right? That was. Yes, dear. As I mentioned, 250 to 300 words. Count words. This was no, dear. 2 pages. Count your number, count your words, and go with it. Next, any guesses for the fourth part of the lesson, fourth unit lesson? Yeah. So here we have a fourth unit poem, I Taste Liquor Never Brewed by Emily Dickinson. So about the poet, Emily Dickinson, she was born in 1830 and she last breathed in 1886. And her famous works, Because I Couldn't Stop for Death, Hope is the Thing with Feathers, I Felt a Funeral My Brain. So these are the famous works by the poet, and his conventional and lyric poetry, unconventional punctuation and capitalization, themes of nature, immortality, and inner life. So it's all about the nature, immortality, the famous things he used to write, more conscious about the writing the things. Okay, now move on to here. The particular poem I Taste a Liquor Never Brewed by Emily Dickinson is a short lyric poem that celebrates the poet's artistic joy in nature. Once you enjoy the nature, that is awesome, because that gives you a lot of pleasantness, right? That quietness, that energizes, refreshes, right? So how one person enjoy the nature, what kind of emotional things he experiencing, he was mentioning in a poem. So this whole poem, it was mentioning that it was not a liquor actually. It was mentioned liquor, but liquor in the sense it's not a real liquor, but liquor what will give it give drowsiness, right, in our mind. But if you enjoy the nature, then obviously it occupies your mind. That is the giddiness of liquor. So here, this is not a real liquor. It was talking about the nature, and it was the enjoyment of enjoying the pleasure of the nature, the beauty of the nature. Yeah. So I Taste Liquor Never Brewed by Emily Dickinson is a short lyric poem that celebrates the poet's ecstatic joy in nature. Dickinson uses the extent metaphor of drunkenness. Metaphor in the sense is a figurative language, figures of speech. Okay, drunkenness, how the drunken person feels giddiness, like the person also feel giddiness or the frozen mind when he enjoy the nature and the spiritual things. And the nature is always connected to God, right? So unlike ordinarily that is man-made or temporary, brewed means which was made, but she doesn't enjoy the man-made liquor. She was talking, it was talking about the nature which was already there. There no one has created that. Okay, it's a natural. So the whole poem is giving that idea that the beauty of the nature is more than enough. Okay, why? And it gives you a lot of things. And sometimes we will get intoxicated. We will get connected. We will get toxicated with the things, right? Habituated things. Okay, so like the same way, if we enjoy such nature, we'll be toxicated. Seeing hill stations, mountains, or else streams, water flows, what will happen? We will enjoy, right? That goes forever in our mind. That memories will be packed with our lifestyle, right? So these all the things will be explained in this poem. And here it is. The whole poem has small rings at the end of the summer, intoxication, and in the next line she says she's an inebriate of air and dew. Dew means fine. And again is the sun symbolizing her limitless intoxication and spiritual union with the eternal source of life. So whenever you are intoxicated with something, it is eternal. The life is going to be eternal. And I Taste Liquor Never Brewed is not about physical drinking, but about the transcend of enjoy the nature. It is not literally into drinking some alcohol. It is about enjoy the nature. Dickinson uses the metaphor of intoxication to express how natural beauty overwhelms her spirit beyond the measure of drunkenness. Okay, how how that was compared, like the giddiness, the frozenness is like how a drunken person feels. The same way, the nature also give you that frozen things. Can I get water? Okay, dear. So did you understand that?
Easier. Parang easy ang easy ang garo.
Yes, I'm back. Short break. That's it. Sure. So, uh, I never brewed the liquor. This one, it's about a sensitive feel of the how the nature occupies one's mind. Okay, and how the feeling was when you occupy something immersively with the nature. Then what kind of things will be having in your mind, so that is going to be there. And there is no physical liquor, physical alcohol, but still the mind is goes with the intoxicated by enjoying the beauty of the nature. Have you ever been to some beachside? This is just example I'm asking, beachside or else some hill station. Once you spend 1 or 2 hours over there, that is going to be a most pleasant moment in your life. Just try this. So, which is what happened to the poet also. So it was mentioned. Yeah. A lot of students they were asking me to explain in Telugu, and if I start explaining, there are different language people are over here, so they will be asking. I can't speak all the languages sometimes, so excuse me for that. But I'll try. Now, where the mind is without fear. This is one of my favorite poem by Rabindranath Tagore, because this was written before the freedom. As we all know that we struggled a lot for get freedom, right? So that time we want to give some inspiration to the people. So he has written this letter. So before getting into the lesson, let us we have a small glance about the author. Author's name is Rabindranath Tagore. He was born in 1861 and last breathed in 1941, and he's a Bengali. And you know the national anthem which we are following today, which was written by Rabindranath Tagore, and his famous works are Gitanjali and Gora and Gaur Pere Chokkere Bai. And Gitanjali was such a beautiful offering God, and it was awarded him Nobel Prize. Yeah. So let's see what is this poem covers actually. We are all one. We are united. And in India, we have different races, religions, castes, these are, but unity in the diversity is only followed by in India. And where everyone is unique, we have to understand and accept everyone in this country. That is the main idea provoked in this poem. So let's move on. This poem, Where the Mind Without Fear, is Rabindranath Tagore presents the vision of an ideal nation. Ideal nation means the super nation. That the country needs something like that. Okay? For him, true freedom is not only political independence from colonial rule, but also the liberation of the mind. So freedom is it which was not given by others, which was by ourselves we have to invoke it. Okay? Making others as a brotherhood. Okay, brotherhood is the most expected freedom from him. Okay, and people live without fear. Fear. He dreams of country where people live without fear, where every citizen holds head high self-respect. Okay, everyone needs a pride in self. Pride in the sense there is no arrogance. It is not like that. Whoever you are, you have to present yourself with high respect within yourself, and you have to respect others also in the same way. How you are respecting yourself? How one can respect themselves? By respecting your ideas, respecting your time. Those are comes, right? In the same way, whenever you are respecting, you have to respect others also, others' ideas also, others' time also. And pride in oneself and courage and where the human dignity is valued above everything else. Human dignity, as we are humans, we are the higher motion of the presence, right? We are the highest in all the animals and all. We are the humans with the highest intellectual persons, intellectual people. So if he was talking about that, our society was fragmented and segregated into different parts, like this is my religion, this is my caste, this is my place. If we segregate, what will happen? We will come to a community, small community, there is no unity. So that's not real thing. Whenever we are in the place, we have to be united, and we have to self respect ourselves. respected towards our knowledge, and where the knowledge is free. Knowledge is free means whatever the education we have, that is everything. Education is should be your real time achievement. He was talking that. And a narrow domestic walls in the sense, whenever you use some idea which is not fragmented, your idea is not separated. Veelu now allu, that's not mine, this is only mine. If you see think in this way, that won't be work out. So just come out of that domestic walls, whatever the frozen things are there in your mind, because we are all one, we are all in one place, and one united India, one nation. So we have to strive for the community, whatever the we are one uniqueness. And the poet also speaks about the truth and honesty. He wants words to come from the depth of the truth, because while he's speaking, also that should be truth and sincere and integrity, because honesty is everything. When you're speaking, speak genuinely, empathetically, okay? And reflecting genuine feelings rather than the false praise. And people should strive tirelessly towards the perfection. And don't try to be perfect for the people, fit for the people. When you have something in your mind, express it. That is the real thing. Tagore compares, okay, reason of logical and rational thought. Logical means what is right, what is wrong. Rational thought means you're going in a one idea, because from ages one person given one idea, we are following the same. That is rational thought. But logically, whenever we are thinking that the generation has changed, whether it works now or not, how it works. If I want to make a better thing, how I have to behave. So this is very important. A clear stream that guide society forward the clarity and purpose, okay? And what I need purpose is something like what I have to do, what I have not, and what serves me the best for me or for my nation. And in contrast, he wants against the dead habit of blind customs, outdated practices. And never ever follow blind customs. Just someone is following, just you do follow. Don't do that, because he described that why once you are doing something, you just know that why you are doing that, what is the purpose of you doing the things. Then you will be getting clarity, you will come to a conclusion that this is the purpose, this is a find out of my life, right? Someone said something, you follow something, then what is the use of your life? Blindly you're following. So finally, the poem ends with a prayer to God. Tagore asked the divine to awaken his country into heaven to freedom. So he was praying God that my people should be like that. They should think like that. They have not separated into different castes, different religion. He was asking. He was praying to God that people should have a empathy, and they should have a guided truth. They have for some reason knowledge and unity, and his vision is spiritual, soul related, humanistic, and centered of human dignity and values, and timeless, making relevant even the today. So, though it was written in 40s and something before the freedom, but still some countries they are following this, because every country need to be empowered, right? If a country want to empowered, what they need actually, they want good citizens. Okay, if a country need good citizens, what they need good education, good behavior, honesty. These are the things, right? When they are united, things will happen. If we are troubling or struggling with each other, we are fighting with each other, whether the how the country will grow, right? So this whole concept that human human centric, human dignity and values, and human things, how human should be behave, or a person should be behave. So here it's a self-explanatory poem, how he was expecting the country should be, the people should be. Is it clear, dear everyone? Where the mind is without fear by Rabindranath Tagore. Yes, dear. You can write the summary, whatever I explained, but you have to explain the theme of the things. Whenever the question was posted to you, right? Understand the question, according to that, you have to analyze that, and you have to stick to the point. What is the question was asked? You have to stick to the point, you have to narrate it, you have to explain it in a narrative form. Not in the pointers, dear. Don't write in the points, you have to write in the narrative form. Okay. So with this, we have done with the how many units we have done? Yes. Now it's time to grammar. Yes, we have done 5 units. Which poem we covered? First poem. First poem. Sonnet 30. Yes. What's the next poem? Next lesson we covered? Yes. Good. Good. Mhm. Yes, dear. The exam you can write in your own words, but don't deviate from the main theme. Whatever the theme you have understood, you can write it in your own words. Yes, the lesson is the old tiger and the traveler from unit two. But what's the next lesson we covered in unit three? Unit three. Yes, good. And unit four. Unit four. I never taste liquor, never brewed. And unit five. Very good. Very good. Dear. Weigh the mind up without fear. So with this, we have covered all the 5 units. Okay. Let's move on to. So this question we will be covering with ninth question to 13th question. As I mentioned in the beginning that ninth question, one prose question, one poetry question we given, and in that we covered poetry question. And the 10th question we will be given one poetry and one poetry question, one prose question. We covered the old tiger and the traveler. Prose part we covered. And the next question, 11th question, okay, I have explained you Sherlock Holmes, which is a prose part. Next, I have explained you unit 4, okay, I taste a liquor never brewed, which is a poetry part. Lastly, I have explained you unit 5, which is where the mind is without fear, which is a poetry part. So likewise, I have told you that you have an optional choice. Whether you can go with the poetry, you can go with the poetry. If not, go with the prose. So I have chosen randomly that you can choose one part and you can write it. Instead of going with all the 10 summaries, choose any 5 which was your interesting things. As I mentioned like that, you can go ahead. Okay, this is clear. And 60 marks is covered with this, the major part of the exam. Out of 80 marks, 60 marks is your summaries, which was covered already. Now move on to as section A divided into 1 to 8 questions. In 1 to 8 question, 1, 2, 3, 4 questions will be followed. Grammar, spelling, pronunciation, and one more part. Grammar, spelling, vocabulary, sorry. Vocabulary. The 4 parts will be covered in a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then 5th question to 8th question will be covering skimming, sorry, this one. LSRW, writing, and skills. These 3 parts will be covering in the next. So, which we are going to cover, right? The 4 questions: 6th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Yeah. So, unit 1, writing, guided writing. What is guided writing means? You will be given some particular idea or particular thought, particular prompt. According to that, you have to analyze the information, you have to write in your own words. You will be given. See, guided writing means writing with the help of support. It is used when you are learning how to write a message or a story, email, or a paragraph correctly. So, if you see, if we give, uh, you have given some my best friend. If you have given my best friend Roshni, my best friend Roshni, then you have to write. You have to address who is the friend and what made you her best friend. Where did you meet her? And when was the first gift or something you have given to her? And why? What happened? So likewise, you have to address 5 W's and 1 H. When you're writing about small thing also, okay, you have your favorite pet, a dog. Just example. Okay, what is your pet name? Okay, who bring that pet? Okay, where do you take that pet? Usually we'll take the pet outside, right? Okay, when you meet first time, okay, why it's your favorite pet? Okay, how long you have that pet? See, if you address this five W's and one H, obviously the things will complete, right? It's the same thing applies for guided writing at the same time. It always follow the paragraph. Paragraph is consist of one simple idea in a narrative form. A small set of sentences together comes under paragraph. Guided writing means that you will be given one idea, you have to write. Is it clear, everyone? So let us see. Whenever you are writing a small particular paragraph or a guided writing, you should have some sort of things. One is that you should start with the capital letter, first introductory capital letter, order of the words. When you are writing the sentences, sentence should be organized. Don't write here and there. You have to start from the beginning such idea and you flow with the connected ideas. Don't here and there, and move on to use right punctuation and spelling. As we discussed, spelling is most important when you are writing a formal presentation. And if you see, here you have given a small example of write about your best friend. Okay, so here the linkers, you can use these linkers and you can connect the sentence. This is comes under guided writing. Okay, guided writing in the sense you have to go with some links. According to links, you have to connect your idea and you have to prolong it. That is guided writing. Clear here? First, you have to organize your idea. If you want to write about your best friend, first you have to organize what you're going to write. What, as I mentioned, what, where, when, who. As I give a simple example about your pet, so in the same way you have to write. And next, here you have given one simple exercise of textbook. Write a short composition of 150 to 170 words, time management. Okay, everyone knows time is valuable, time is money, time is everything. So, how the idea you're going to execute? Okay, time management. Time management means using our time wisely. Management in the sense how wisely we are productively we are using, and so that we can finish our task on time. That was you're going to do, right? You are utilizing your time before the exams, right time. Okay, you're putting some information over there. Okay, what are the major topics you have still not touched? You are going that. Okay, what are the topics you are okay with that you are keeping aside, right? This is all comes under time management only, and is one of the most important skills of success in life. When you are managing your time properly, when you are completing your tasks on time, obviously that is the most important thing for a successful life in life. And every person has only 24 hours, right? This is very important thing, but only those who plan properly best use of it. If you plan it properly, you will get it. So this is a short brief on that. Time management, if you see, you will be given like that. How many pages? Don't ask me how many pages, how many words. Please make sure that 150 to 170 words you have to write to get the 4 marks over there. And mostly this question will be followed in a sixth or seventh, eighth, 5, 6, 7, 8 in this. Okay, and see, this is all about the paragraph, about the a small paragraph about the time management, how one can manage their time. Now, unit 2, information transfer. Such a beautiful and easy topic for you. Just you have to give your mind and idea over here. Yeah. So you will be given a paragraph, short paragraph or a table. Table is such information will be given, not the table. Okay, graph. I will be showing that. And from that, you have to excrete the information. Okay. See, what you have to do actually, you will be given some graph, bar graph. This is a bar graph. And this is some information. Beans, cucumber, tomatoes, onions, potatoes. And here the values are given. Now, from this bar graph, what you have to do actually, you have to give the information. Beans, how many kgs are there? You have to count these lines and you have to mention here. Okay, exact kilograms sold. You follow cricket, right? After completing the cricket, there is a view given in a bar, something like that, right? How the match is going, how the balls are going, right? The same way you have to analyze that information, you have to mention over here. It's a player information or total match information that will be given under this form, right? To understand briefly, not in a form of narrative. If we want to give, instead of writing lot of things, we can give in a brief manner. In the same way, here we have a line graph. The previous one is bar graph. This is line graph because it was showing only line, right? By showing line, it is called line graph. So in the line graph, what is the information over there? According to that, you have some fillings. Okay, you have to check over the information and you have to put the information over here. The answer also given over here. Check it once. John's weight something. In this way, you have to fill the blanks. Any questions regarding this, dear? As you are asking about the grammar section A. Dear, it is. Yes, dear, you have to use blue pen. You have to use blue pen. Okay. And black pen.
Yes, yes. I didn't say.
Am I audible, dear? Audible? Voice आ रहा क्या? No need of no need of 3-4 paragraphs, dear. It is very simple. You have to analyze 4 marks means 5 to 8 sentences, 10 sentences, and 10 to 12 sentences. Yes, dear. Yeah. Let's move on to this is a pie chart. Okay, pie chart is a very easiest one to understand because it was showing their percentages. No, so with that you can understand that here ingredients makes up smallest amount of the pulao because making a pulao, what kind of things you need in pulao? What is the first basic thing you need actually? Vegetables, rice, and the percentage it was given. So according to the information, you have to put the information in this, like answer. Just by following the information, you have to analyze the information and you have to complete. Here itself, there is a flow chart. This is flow chart. Okay, this things information passed to next. Okay, down. So these kind of things comes under flow chart. You have to understand the information. You have to write a small paragraph on that. So goods received on the dog, goods get inspected. It's a narrative form. By observing the flow chart, you have to write the narrative form. Okay, is it clear? Any questions here related to this? Yes, dear. Passing marks. You'll if you follow this, you will get more marks, dear. Just following the summaries and this whatever the topic we covered, which covers 4 marks from section A. What are the summaries we covered, which covers 60 marks? If you answer at least 4 also, you will get 40 marks. Next, in a writing from unit 3, you have, sorry, with blue pen you have to write answers and black pen to highlight. Yes. Now, writing, note taking and note making. Usually, whenever you attend some seminar, something, right? So, key points, how you write, that is comes under note taking. Okay, to capture the information, why we do need to write? If you have come across a big seminar, whatever the things are going on, seminar, any webinar, whatever it is, you have to remember that the whole thing, but it won't be possible. Some important points you will write, right? Those all comes under note taking. And what is note making in a sense? When you are preparing for the exam, you make your own notes, right? That is comes under note making. Okay. And next, to capture, remember information as it is presented. Whatever the speaker or the presenter is presenting, you want to remember that information. You do that, and this is your observation. This is your understanding. After reading that, this is what works. This is the outcome. This is the output you have to get. This is your understanding. Okay, this is speakers and the presenter information you are written, you are writing. Here it is your observation of reading something. You have to write note making and note taking. Note taking means following some seminar, webinar, or presenter or speaker. Note making is your self notes. You are preparing for your self understanding, right? Before the exams, you do note making or note taking. Please respond. Before the exam, you do note taking or note making. If you are following me right, this is note taking or note making. Note making, not note taking. You are following a speaker, a presenter, and you are writing some information. That is note taking. You read sit with yourself and you write your learnings in a understandable manner with your analyzing. Then it is note taking. Now, what is this comes under note taking or note making? Note taking. You're following the speaker. I'm speaking to you. I'm explaining something. And you're writing that information. That is note taking. You sit with, after completing this lesson, this webinar or with this live, you open the summary and you read it and you understand some points. You write it. That is note making. Did you understand the difference? Yes, very good. So, when done? So, note taking will be done during a lecture or discussion. Someone is speaking, someone is giving some idea, some information. You write. In your class, you write running notes. That is note taking. And understanding, summarizing, reorganizing ideas logically. After writing this, you will have your own realizing, right? Because not everyone can understand the same way, same right. But you sit with yourself or sit with a group of your friends and you understand it and you write it. That is note making. Okay? And brief often follows the speaker order, uses shorthand symbols. Okay, when someone is continuously speaking like me, what you can you write all the words? You can't write. So what you will do over there? You will write some main points, some words, sometimes symbols, right? This is what follows. And here it is, you will follow your own words. This is your understandable language. No one can understand. Sometimes if you check my book, no one can understand if you don't look at my textbook because it is Jangal Mein Mangal. Seriously. My handwriting somewhere. Okay. And next, benefit. What is the benefit of this? Because it improves focus, engagement, recall. Because as we humans, we don't recollect all the information, no? So when you write these kind of things, what will happen? You can recall the information. Once you go through the sentence, you can recollect it. This point was discussed because of that. And it enhances the comprehension, critical thinking, and exam preparation. If you write like this, you have your own notes before preparing your things. that idea will, yesterday I have written. Sometimes what will happen, you go to the exam and you are still scratching your head, something I forgot, something I forgot. But you don't get this thing when you write the notes, because when you start writing with your own hand, that is going to be fixed in your mind, right? And Cornell method. This is how to do it. This is a technical tools we have to do. Okay, these are Cornell method, outline method, mapping, charting, and summarizing. Mostly bullet points, mind maps. Mind map is the best way of preparing for the exam, because whatever the idea is that you have to mind map, and you have, because once you go through how the long answer is, that you can connect it with easily that with a mind map here. And then the detailed record of information, a concise summary. When you open these notes, you will go 2 hours concert, and you write some bullet points, but you recollect all the 2 hours information when you write note making. It is concise because it is your observation. It's already there in your mind, but you put some points over here, right? This is your observation. No need to be a brief. It is small point. It's okay. You can understand because it's written by you, not by someone else. Okay. Sometimes we didn't understand our friend's handwriting. Sometimes we take the book, but we run again. We'll ask them what is this meaning of that, because they have written in their own words. They're understanding things. So that is the main use of that note taking and note making. So for that note making, they will give you a small article or a paragraph, and they will ask you to write the note making, because you have to grab the major information. Still, anything else, dear? Yes, dear. Clear, dear, everyone? Now, move on to Unit 4, writing part, paragraph writing. Paragraph writing is, you are giving some information in a narrative form which has an opening, which has a details, which has a conclusion. But each paragraph, whenever you are writing a paragraph should have some topic sentence. Topic sentence is nothing but the head. If you see, if you want to see a picture, the picture should have a head, right? The main part, right? So the topic sentence is like that. So you have to open with the topic sentence. You have to give additional details. Okay, additional details about the things, and you have to conclude that what is the information you want to give finally. These are considered paragraph. So let us we have a paragraph is a group of related sentences that talk about the main idea. Okay, what is that main idea? Any idea you can take. I'm talking about newspaper. I'm talking about social media. I'm talking about Instagram. As you are discussing about Instagram in the chat, no, I got that idea. Okay, so here we have to go like this. First, you all eat burger, right? Burger. You like to eat. So when you want to eat burger, what you do actually? There's a burger will be like this. Okay, strong. Sorry. It's not working. Why it is? Yes, dear. So whenever you are writing, you should have a topic sentence and supporting sentence along with that. Supporting sentence in the sense, what is the main idea, main point you are going to discuss, and the bottom will be concluding that idea. Whatever the information you want to, what is your conclusion about that main idea? You have to write. Yeah. So topic, support, and conclusion. What is the topic you have to take, and you have to give supporting ideas regarding that. You have to conclude that idea.
Pen, pen,
Okay. Chill.
pen, pen.
Yes, dear. Hope it's clear, dear. It's about paragraph writing. Already I explained you regarding I have a pet. I have a pet. I used to take pet for some outside. This is a paragraph. I wrote about the paragraph about my pet. The idea already I gave when I'm explaining about the things. Chalo, move on. So what else? Here you have a small exercise from the textbook. Practice makes man perfect. So this is the hints given. Yeah. So here we have a small exercise from textbook. Practice makes man perfect. Likewise, you will be given some hints like that. By seeing or by following these hints, you have to prepare the small paragraph. Okay. See, practice makes perfect. Important to keep trying if you want to improve. Guitar tough in the beginning, so important to keep trying if we want to improve. So to improve, what we have to do actually? Tough. We have to start first. Okay, beginning. And daily practice, hand movements become smooth. Mistakes part of learning. Talented people also practice. Nothing comes free. Achievement takes time. So practice makes perfect means what we have to do actually? We keep on trying. We have to learn. We should be consistent for something, right? Yeah. Let's see what is idea over here. Learning something new is always difficult in the beginning. If everyone knows that first step is always hard, and playing the guitar seems tough at first. However, with the daily practice, our hand movements become smooth and better. The idea is already given, and mistakes are natural part of learning. Okay, initially you are learning, you made a mistake. That is common for everyone, and we should not give up when when we commit mistakes. If we go for gym, what will happen? Body will get pain. So then next week what we'll do, we'll stop doing that. Obviously this is what happens in our life. Okay, we should not give up. And even talented people need regular practice. Whatever the talent, whatever the skill, until unless you regularly practice, you are not consistent, one day you will become the normal person. Okay. Okay, layman. And they need regular practice to improve their skills. Nothing in life comes free, because if you want to excel in some field, you have to practice it. And every achievement takes time and effort. You want to get succeed in your life, you have to give your 100% efforts and time also. And therefore, it is true that practice makes perfect, because practice makes better. One day will become perfect. Yes. So this is the way you will be getting one exercise. Okay. And you'll be following some blanks. With the help of this information, you have to write in your own paragraph like this. This is all about your writing part of paragraph. Okay. Yeah. Any questions regarding the? Any questions, dear? Do you have any questions? Just post the questions. Yeah. Hope there is no questions for you. Let's move on to Unit 5. As I know that a lot of people last minute they were rushing with the Unit 5, right? Am I correct, right? Now, in Unit 5, we have a writing part, formal, informal. Formal means which is very professional, which we can use in our day-to-day life in a professional places like offices, schools, colleges, wherever we go. And it is going to be a format. Whenever you're writing a formal thing, leave letter, TC application, something subjective application, complaint, whatever it is, that is should be a format. So whenever you're writing a formal writing, it should have a proper format. And informal writing, that's a casual talk, like your WhatsApp chat, whatever it is, that is informal writing. I'm giving you very simple example. Informal writing, your WhatsApp chat, your friend chat, whatever it is, that is informal. Okay. But whenever you're writing a leave letter or a application for something, job application, those are comes under formal writing. So that is a difference. And use a professional academic official communication. Purpose of something that whenever you're using formal communication, which is most effective, it has a purpose to write. Okay. And it is friendly. Informal, we generally chat with the friends. Okay. There is no particular purpose. We'll ask them, are you coming to college? That's a very casual confirmation. But if you're writing a letter, application letter, that is a casual, no, right? So those are comes under formal. And language, whenever you're writing a formal, you're not supposed to use the slangs, short forms, abbreviations. You have to write it properly. Okay, whenever you're mentioning Mrs. M.R.S., Mrs. Okay, Doctor Dr. Like that. Addressing the people also. Addressing when you're addressing your principal or vice principal, ma'am, vice principal, ma'am, respected director, ma'am, whatever it is. You have to use such vocabulary, right? You're not supposed to use its jargons. And contractions. When you're writing, contraction forms are not allowed. Contraction means, like we use D, O, apostrophe T. These are terms under contraction. And this will not be allowed in a competitive exams. If you write any competitive exam, that will be allowed in any competitive exam. And not only in the competitive, any language particular, like language proficiency test, like IELTS, PTE, GRE, whatever TOEFL, that contractions will won't be accepted. That is a error for them. Okay, so make sure that when you are writing in a formal context, don't use the contraction forms. Okay, now move on to grammar and spelling. Strictly be followed, strictly followed, because grammatical error free sentence is mandatory. And sometimes people are very blunder about the tenses and verb forms. This is a big challenge for them to they will write one sentence in the past form and the next sentence in the future form. When you are explaining some idea, just stick with one simple present. Yes, go with the present. Otherwise, stick to one past. Just go with present, past, and future. No, one paragraph stick with simple past, past continuous. You can switch in the past different types, but don't stick directly simple past to simple future or present perfect to like that. Okay, that is very important. And relaxed and flexible sometimes in complete sentences. Informal writing, no, there is no such things. You will be flexible with whatever you are writing. And examples of, okay, where we use essays, job applications, business letters, reports, mainly reports, presentations when you are submitting. In future, you're going to submit your projects. While submitting your project, you need to follow this formal writing. And it is very common, like you are writing your own WhatsApp messages, as I mentioned in the beginning. And greeting also should be very professional, as I mentioned, respected, principal, okay, principal ma'am. It is very common thing, common introduction, hello, hi, hey, howdy, how are you? And closing sincerely. And most of the people, they do commit mistake, they commit mistake over here. Whenever they are doing yours, they use like this. Sorry, sir. Y O U R. Yes. You were sincerely, you have to write. You're not supposed to use any apostrophe over here. But usually we use apostrophe here. It's wrong actually. See once over here. See how this is. This is yours. There is no apostrophe. There is no apostrophe here. Is it visible? I think. And here, the normal context, we won't use sincerely, faithfully, directly will. Okay, see you, bye, take care, right? Vocabulary should be precise and concise, short, and formal words. And requesting, when you are giving some application for the job, leave letter, you should request, please help me with this thing, please suggest, requesting something, and leave the closing line. What is the outcome you want it? While you're writing a mail, while you're writing some information application, you have to end the particular write up with a closing line, with a hook. What exactly the purpose of your writing the letter, you have to use it. That is a formal writing. Informal write, no need to write it. It's a very casual thing. It's open for anything. Whatever you want to, you can write it. So this is what your unit 5 topic, dear. This is unit 5 writing, formal and informal. Formal means official way of behavior. Informal means our friendly day-to-day life one. Clear, everyone? Is it clear to everyone? Yeah, good job. As I mentioned in the beginning, we are going to cover 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. 1 to 4 is grammar, spelling, pronunciation, those topics covered. Na? But 5, 6, 7, 8, we're going to cover writing skills and what we call LSRW and the skills. Okay, thank you. I'm completely involved in your teaching, so I forgot that. Yes, so let's move on. LSRW. What is listening, speaking, reading, and writing? Okay, this is a basic pillar of any language. It's not about English, any language. If you want to learn any language, you have to be thorough with the listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Then only you'll become as a pro of the language. Okay. So skimming, we are going to skimming is a technique of reading. Let me tell you that as you are coming with a lot of information, long answers and everything, no, once I open a long paragraph, a long lesson or an answer, what you will do, know, you completely sleep. I know that. But how to retain that information? That is a simple tool of reading is skimming. Skimming in the sense, we read the newspaper. Of course, you don't have an idea of reading the newspaper. When you're reading the newspaper, what you'll do actually, you'll open the paper and you'll here and there. First, what you'll do actually, you're interesting to whether it is sports, you'll go with the sports paper first of all, and you see the title first, the headline. Then afterwards, you will check the information, what exactly that information happened, right? So those things comes under skimming. Skimming means grabbing the major part of the information. What is happening? What is the things are there? That is skimming. For that, you have to read the headline and you have to read the first topic sentence, first two lines, and last two lines. If anything, you needed some subtopics, subpoints. This is comes under skimming. Skimming is very important tool for every student because you will be given lot of data, a lot of information. Instead of going with all the information, if you have skimming, you come to know that whether it is useful for me or not, whether it is important or not. Long answer, you're not supposed to read everything. You don't want to read. What you will do actually, you skip that in some information, whatever needed, you will take it. That is skimming. Is it clear? Skimming. Here you have a small paragraph. Okay, skimming. First, you have to go with the headings and then go with the first and last sentences and keywords. Headings, subheadings, and numbers. And don't dwell into all the information to get the reading. Never ever read all the information because you will loss of time and you will lot of uh, tension will come. Your energy will last and you will loss of your interest also if you start reading like that. So whenever you want to read something, what you do actually, you have to apply this technique. Read the first two lines, headlines, sidings, and main key points of that. What is happening, dates, any particular numbers, time. Those are important. See, there's a short passage for your reference. So let's see. India won the cricket match yesterday. The team played very well. Fans celebrated with joy in street. So here, first topic sentence is, what is the first 10 sentence we have followed here? India. Which country won that? India. And yesterday, when it is happened? Yesterday. Okay. And team, who played well? Team. And who celebrated? Fans. Okay. This was. And global warming. The idea is India won the match. People celebrated. That is the main idea. reading three sentences, individual sentence. Global warming is a major problem today. Rising temperature, ice and floods. Many countries working together to reduce pollution and save the planet. So, what is the major idea? It was in global warming, and what is it was? It was causing major problems. So, what they are doing actually, other countries they started action, taking action. Go, they are going with the some eco-friendly things. Or okay, many countries, and it is going with the temperature high temperatures in summer just because of the global warming only. So like this, global warming causes problems, so countries are taking action. Is this clear, everyone? Now LSRW, we will go with the scanning. Just now we followed skimming, right? Skimming in the sense understanding the topic sentence, subheadings, and the major information, right? Scanning means like X-ray, MRI scan. Go with the things. Remember that MRI scan. MRI scan, what will give actually? You will give you, it will give you every in detail information, right? What happened, where it happened, everything, right? So MRI scan. Remember that word scanning is not MRI scan. Scanning is a reading technique. It is used to find specific information quickly. You do not read everything. Just look after the keywords, numbers, and phrases. Yes, something is happened day before yesterday. Okay, then you know the date yesterday, day before yesterday. That is your keyword. Now you stop looking every information, attention to it. You just go with one information. You just blindly follow. Yesterday, what happened? Okay, how much money? You will get short message, right? Some deductions from banks and everything. Do you read every information from first to last? No, you read some information, the balance amount, right? That's enough for you. This is what scanning. Clear, everyone? Clear? Yeah, good. So, clear question in mind. First, what if you were to get the scanning? What you need actually? What exactly you wanted? That should be there. When you don't have a clear picture on what you want, what you are looking for, then how you will check? So you should have a get something right. Next, names also you can find. With a name, something will be there. So in the same way, you have to find the information in a quick manner. Yes, ma'am. So hope this information will help you. Hope this information will help you about the scanning there. Okay. Find the keywords like numbers, names, dates, and symbols, and repeated words. This will help you to get the correct information. When you get the right name, then afterwards you can read the first and after sentence, then you will get the right information. You want to name, just name, then afterwards information, then what happened, you come to know. The simple tricks, and which will be followed in IELTS, because in IELTS, any language proficiency, you will be given lot of lengthy reading text. You can't read within the given time. What you have to do actually, you have to follow such tricks like skimming and scanning. These things will help us. We will teach you those things only when you join for IELTS and when you join for PTE. This thing will be taught by the training team. Okay. Now move on to Unit 3, sequencing a story. Yes, very simple. Obviously, we'll have some idea about some any particular information or any particular story. The sequence of the scene will be given in a jumbled manner, but you have to reorganize them in a proper manner. For that, what you need actually, you need connectors. Usually, when we are speaking, we narrate a lot of information to the people. So and so thing happened, how does it happen, what will happen. In the same way, you will just start. After that, I went to the college and I informed to my parents. Okay, there my uncle came and there my so what you need actually to sequence, you need connectors. first, then next, after that, finally. So these are the connectors we need to go for the event, clarity on that event. So the sequencing shows whenever you are reading that particular idea, you got some idea. Okay, this is what happened. So what next will happen? So according to that, yeah, here you have a small rearrangement of things. It's a textbook exercise. You may get the same. Rearrange the following sentence into make a meaningful narrative. The next morning, she found her key under the garden. So with this, you understood that she lost her keys, right? She looked everywhere but couldn't find. So once she come to know she lost something, she looked everywhere. This one idea. Okay. Finally, she gave up and went to bed. Means she lost her day and hope and all. She went to bed. One evening, Fatima realized she had lost the key to her front door. She asked her neighbors if they had seen it. So one evening, this is the first sentence. Okay, one evening, Fatima realized that she had lost the keys to her front door. Yes, is it there? Yes, exactly. And what once she come to know whether when she lost it, what she will do actually? She'll try to find it. She looked everywhere but couldn't find it. So with hope of lasting it, what she done actually? She asked someone, okay, whether you find it or not. Finally, she gave up and went to bed. And the next morning, she found this is the conclusion of the simple sequencing the story. Okay, dear. So in this way, you have two rearranging sentences are there. Each one consists of five sentences. You just go through your material or textbook, you'll find it. Okay. One already I have given. One more is there. Yeah. As I mentioned in the beginning, again I'm telling that 5, 6, 7, 8 questions will be covering your LSRW, at the same time writing skills and skills. So we'll be covering one by one. First I have covered the writing skills and next I have covered which topic I have covered just now? Hello, are you there? Hello. LSRW have covered. Next, we are going with the communication skills or life skills. Life skills and the sense skills part. So, what is the mean by communication? Everyone thinks that communication is about speaking, right? But communication is more about listening. Communication is more about listening. Listening, understanding, responding is communication. So communication is skills are their ability to share the information, ideas and feelings with others. They include speaking, listening, writing and non-verbal actions like body language and gestures. Good communication builds trust in relationship, helps in teamwork and solve the problems effectively. Because if you are a good communicator, obviously you will become the pro. Because if you see sales, if you are a salesman, sales girl, if you see they speak how spontaneously, right? What is the major source of their job is communicating with the people. They address attention to detail. They give you every information. They'll behave very friendly. But they will listen everything. They will try to solve your problems. Right? They will listen more first. They smile. Body language I mentioned. Okay, likewise, communication is a part of everything. You have to listen, you have to speak, you have to understand, and you have to respond to them. These all come together, your communication. Okay. So communication, it's not just words, it's all about your gestures, the way you put your hands, the way you nod your head, the way you give eye contact, face to face eye contact. We will be discussing more about that. So these are all about mostly good communicator is always with have a good confidence at the same time good body language and posture. Okay. See, deliver a 2-minute speech to your class about language or skill you would like to learn. Okay. So you have to write a skill you want to learn, whether it is a skill or a language. You have to write it and present it. See how the information was added over here. So, short break. Back. So, how one can learn anything? Just you have to brief it in your own words. Whenever you are speaking to the people, it's a very casual, a daily, day-to-day skill, right? So, how you mention your information in such a way. See, the skill I would like to learn is the French language. I want to learn it because it is spoken in many countries and it will help me in a higher studies and jobs. And I became interested in French when I heard some songs are read out French because French is the base of English. French, okay, and culture. It is also popular foreign language taught in many schools. If I learn it well, I can work in travel. Work in travel because having a good language communication, it fetch you a lot of opportunities. Not only English, any language. Okay, German, French, okay, and I can work in travel tourism and even become a translator because the translator jobs are available. And I plan to learn French from a good language institute in my city. The course may take about 6 months to 1 year. I will practice daily by listening, reading, and speaking. As I mentioned, listening is the first step of language, and next reading, writing, and speaking, followed by one and by one. Okay, so in the future, this skill will give me confidence and open new opportunities that I wish to learn French. Thank you. This is a small, brief your ideology. Why do you want to learn French language? Okay. So this is about communication skills in the sense how one can express their ideas, thoughts to a person or a group of people with a confidence. And I have also given some information about the salesman and sales girl. First, they will listen, they will interpret some question. Finally, they resolve your issues and they will make good deal. Yeah. Then here we go with the unit two verbal skills. Verbal means spoken or written. Okay, and this is most effective. Not any other other animal or insect have that is spoken. How effectively you are using your words that matters a lot. The spoken and writing words are recorded mostly, right? Verbal skills are the ability to speak clearly, effectively in any situation. They are useful for conversation, interviews, and debates and presentations in daily life. And strong verbal skills make a person confident. Okay, in a group, if you stand and speak confidently, that makes a difference, dear. 100 members are there. If I ask someone to stand and speak, no one will. But one can stand and speak contently with a proper language, proper using techniques. Then obviously we'll see at them as with oh look, right? Wow look, right? So right. At the same time, if someone writes a good letter, okay, with a neat handwriting, with a paper, with presented within a formal manner, then obviously it adds value. And most 99% works in a corporate, they have to report their daily jobs in a mail through mail. So how effectively we have to be, and everything will be recorded. So verbal skills in the sense the spoken and the written things are comes under verbal. Okay. So first for that you have to listen. Again, telling you that you have to listen first. Listening is the base of anything. And next, open. You have to open for things as someone is having some opinion. You have to openly accept that. If you have some constructed ideas or generalizing that, you can't move forward in that communication. So when you want to become a good speaker, you have to listen openly. Okay, be mindful whenever and be polite. Verbal skills, you're not supposed to use your arrogant way of language. Right? If you spell any misword, then what will you have to pay a lot of things. Okay, that is a blame for you. Okay, and open. And next one, voice. Your voice matters because voice in the sense don't think that normal voice, your vocal, your tone, intonation. in which you are saying that word also matters. If I call you with a normal name, Naveen, come here. Hey Naveen. If I say Naveen in a raised voice, then obviously you come to know I'm getting angry on you, right? The same name, but I use different intonation. Then obviously, so the voice, intonation, pitch, rate of speech, it all matters. And engage, engage with the right questions. Okay, whenever you're speaking or you're listening to the person, you have to ask the right questions, right engaging thing. Then only this is love. I mentioned I made an acronym with the love. Okay, listen openly, with good voice intonation and everything, and engage with the right questions. So that is good verbal skills. If you want to get good speaking levels, you have to follow listen, open, voice, and engage. So mostly I have come across many students who have completed BTechs and degrees and all. After that, when they want to appear for an interview, that is a lot of things will come. It's a nightmare for them to attend an interview just because they have to face an interview. What's the problem in that? You have done with the 4 years of 3 years of degree and everything. What is the problem? The problem of speaking with the people, right? So practice speaking first. Okay, and for that you not to you have to listen, you have to follow some news reports on how they are speaking, follow them, copy them, no worries. Everyone is a copy from others, so copy from them and learn it and just accumulate yourself. So here we have a conversation. Play the role of TV news reader and read the headlines from a newspaper. Just think like that. You are a news reader and take a news headlines and you start reading that. Understand that your way of how how your voice base is there, your low voice, high pitch, low pitch, how the intonation is there, everything. Okay, rate of speech also. Okay, and interview. Try to have an interview. Now move on to next part of the last and final part of your live session, non-verbal skills. So every time we think that the spoken and everything, no, our body language speaks more than our language. Does the body has language? Yes, I have. Yes, we do have. Because when you are nodding, you are accepting that. That is a language, right? Without saying yes, you are nodding. You are accepting, right? You are nodding like this. There is no, right? The same way your body speaks without the words. So non-verbal skills in the sense, the way you nod, the way you stand, the way you see, and everything. And 80% of our communication will go with non-verbal skills only. Without using words and body movements, face expressions and gestures. Hands like that. If I use this, it's an arrogant, okay? So like this. Whenever you want to speak, you have to manage. If you see actress, they will play different roles, and they will suit apt over their which character. How they will manage, because they will know how their facial gestures will be there and which situation they have to express their feelings like that. So smile, frown, surprise, emotions, they have to practice all. And posture, when you're standing with the people in front of people on a stage, your body will tell the people that how much you're confident and prepared for the things, especially for interviewers. I'm telling them interview. And standing straight and shows confidence. And eye contact, when you're speaking to someone else, don't dwell into your mobile, speak to eye to eye contact. Then the people think that you have a clarity and you are a confident person. And shows attention to the respect. Eye contact shows that you are attention and you are respect. You respect others. And gestures means hand gestures. As I'm using this, okay? Did you understand the next part of the things? This is hand gestures I'm using. And next, just the hand. And tone of voice, as I just now called, Okay, if I use a raised voice, obviously the person understand that I'm angry, or else I'm from whatever it is. Okay, so tone of voices matters a lot when you are using, because bass, depending on the bass. Sometimes some people say that my voice is like that. What should I do then? They have such a bass voice. If they call normally, also we'll think of that he's somewhat, but it's not that. They have their bass voice. Some people have their low pitch voice. How much the loudest they try to speak, they can't speak. It's their bass. Just for example, I'm telling you that. And tone of appearance. And this is the most important thing. What we call first impression is the best impression. How you dress up, how you organize yourself. It doesn't mean that you should have an expensive dress, but you should have a clean clothes, and you should have a proper dressing sense according to the situation. That matters. If you are going for an interview and you're wearing a short, a boxer, a t-shirt, do they allow you? No, right? According to situation means I mentioned that. Up your dress, hairstyle, and cleanliness, your way of shoes and all, and why it supports your words. You are showing your degrees and everything, but you're not appearing that such way, then they won't take you, they won't make you, they won't support you actually. And helps in presentation, interviews, and daily communication. It's not just for the interviews, but wherever whatever you do in your day-to-day communication, people do listen your words, but they observe you more and your body language. So non-verbal communication falls under your facial expression, your posture, how you stand, eye contact while you're speaking to the people, how you're giving the eye contact, your gesture, hand gestures, how you're using while you're speaking. If you fold like hands like this, it is like it's not open hand. Open hands in this is you have to use this. And tone. With the tone, they can understand that are you happy or excited or sad. Obviously, if you're speaking over the phone, you can understand the other person's mood, right? Okay, what happened to you? Why are you so dull? How come you don't know, you can't see them? But by the voice base, you can understand, right? So that matters. Tone of voice and appearance. And we always judge a person by their dressing only. Obviously, we'll judge people. Anyway, we have a don't judge a book by its cover, but still judge by their appearance. 99% or 110%, I'm telling you that you will be judged by your appearance only. How you are there. Okay, you're thin, you're hefty, something. Right. As appearance matters, and this is what it helps you to show confidence. You're dressing your confidence, your cleanliness, your confidence, everything. Wherever whatever you do, you dress appropriately, you become the person. And I have read something that if you want to become some great person, dress like that person, then one day you'll become that great person. This is my favorite line. So with this line I want to conclude. Thank you very much. If you have any doubts, we'll go with the few questions. And don't ask me this question that how many papers, how many pages we have to write. Dear, I mentioned clearly that 250 to 300 words is clearly mentioned. Right? Now, move on to today we have covered part B, 5 summary questions, long questions. Okay? At the same time, I have covered the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Okay? 4 questions. 4 section A. So with this, we have covered more than 60 marks. At the same time, 15 marks. Of course, 4 now. 20 marks we have covered. 15 marks, sorry, 15 marks. Thank you. 4 questions have covered, right? 4 questions in the 20 marks we have covered. 5, 6, 7, 8. LSRW, skills, at the same time, writing skills. 3 topics, which is going to be covered 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 questions. Then obviously you have to write 5 questions over there. So we covered. Any questions, dear? Anything you want to? Yes, ready? Chalo, post your questions. When ready to answer. Can we use black pens for heading? Yes, dear. Highlight. To highlight. You have written side heading like this. Okay. Use the highlighter like this. Black pen you can use for the highlight. Or else side heading somewhat. Huh. This pen, and you can ask your faculty people, right? This is a simple question. Yes, dear. Answering paper pattern, you go with part B first or part A, but go stick to one part. Section A you're answering, go with section A completely, then move on to section B. But don't switch section B and section B, section A, it's not like that. Section B, complete the section B, then go with the section A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, we are covering that also. Not now. Syllabus we have discussed in the beginning, dear. Syllabus, you have 5 units. You have 5 units. Okay, from each unit you have vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and LSRW, writing skills. These are all going to be covered in the section A. Summary is going to be covered in the part B. There are no such important questions here. You have to read the summary, analyze, understand the concept, and according to the question, you have to answer. There is no such important questions and unimportant questions. Dear, whatever the topics we have discussed, those are considered grammar only. कौन सा grammar होना? So grammar part, how you answer, you have to mention the section number and section A, question number, and directly you have to write the answer. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4 grammar also you will be getting in a session, possible by tomorrow. Not 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4 only. 5, 6, 7, 8 we covered over here. Only 4 questions. We have covered 90% of paper here. Just 10%. Not 10%, 95% cover. Yeah, your grammar part 1, 2, 3, 4. The questions, whatever the topics covered, grammar, spelling, and pronunciation will be the recorded session will be given by uploaded by 10:30. Neat handwriting. Neat handwriting. First of all, presentation is neat handwriting. Okay, using right format, borders, paragraphs wise, dividing the paragraphs, 2 to 3 paragraphs. First introductory, then go with the explanatory things. These are all the methods. There is no tomorrow class, dear. We'll be posting the recorded session. We are uploading in CILMR. You just go and check it. Any questions here? Exam paper pattern once. Yeah. We have added some questions. Just give a moment here. We'll giving you this. Okay. Actually, the question paper was not added. Yes, dear, point information we have to give an introductory and we have to follow the remaining part of the summary. Paper pattern section A will cover 1 to 8 questions and paper pattern first section A will 1 to 8 questions and 9 to 13 question section B. मुझे क्या बोले कल से?
अब होगा तो एडिटिंग मारो तो
अच्छी बात, अच्छी बात.
बेस्ट ऑफ लक.
Yeah. So all the best for your exams. Keep rocking. I want the responses in after completing the exam. Okay. All the best. Stay safe. Good night.